with more hours and more pizza. Each pizza has new owners and now open every day, 11 to 11. Pizza by the slice, whole pies, wings, pretzels, garlic knots, and more choice eats in East PCB. I finally tried a slice, and it was a thin crust, totes, cheesy slice of paradise. 8815 B Thomas Drive. Online at beachpizzapcb.com. Call ahead, 850-775-4053.
Discover Kia at Bill Bird Kia. The road is yours. Let spring adventures begin in a brand new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Stop by today and check out the 2025 SUV family. Take a test drive and see the all-new features that elevate any adventure. And now offering 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at Bill Bird Kia, PanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust at Bill Bird Kia. Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sportage. $1,748 per month per 1,000 finance in 60 months. Qualities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 4/30/25.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX David. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you ready?
Okay, let's begin.
Trip. The Afternoon Underdog Trip. Live and local. Inside the Talk House.
Unleash the dragon.
On the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
What's going on, Panama City? You are now in the doghouse riding along with the Afternoon Underdog. Studios are sponsored by CBCConstruction.com. CBC Construction, go to their website, CBCConstruction.com. They are looking to hire some good employees, and you can also give them a call at 850-747-3815. The Afternoon Underdogs here on ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3 in Panama City and 101.9 in Port St. Joe's. David Hayes and Caveman Rick. No Adam Goff on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon, but look forward to seeing him again next weekend. Benji Bamadella, he's your local sports reporter for the Panama City News Herald, will join us at 4:20 to talk about the latest and greatest things happening in high school athletics. I think we've got a big signing as well. And then, of course, we'll get some of his takes on what's going down in the NBA. Then Morgan will join us at 5 o'clock or so, but we'll get into her notes from the Burnerverse and college baseball and all that good stuff coming up at 5:20. But at 5 o'clock, Caveman Rick, I've got some Would You Rathers. It's been since, I think, Dave and Buster's that we were doing like a whole bunch of Would You Rathers, and I have some Caveman-esque Would You Rathers. I've got some ones that I think Morgan would like as well. And, of course, we will always take your text on who it is, on what it is that you would rather do. You can call or text us this afternoon at 850-215-6290. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can like and share the Facebook feed and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Download the app and register. Just go to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Caveman Rick, how's it going today, my friend?
It's going great, man. Weather's good. It's pretty nice out there. No rain clouds out there. Sorry, AG, we don't got you hanging around. But if you're listening. But, yeah, it's a good time to be out there, unless you're out there on the beach at night. I guess we had a little bit more shenanigans last night. But outside of that, man, can't complain one bit.
There you go, man. Nothing to complain about. Well, you should have at least one tiny, itsy-bitsy complaint, right? And maybe not about today.
Man, like, honestly,
I told myself I wasn't going to throw any shade or barely talk about it.
Man, like, you should, because you missed it before. You didn't see the play. I don't know if you were listening to the radio, but when Sosa and Rojas were out there in, I guess it was left center field, and they both, like, let the ball drop. I can't remember who hit it. I don't know if it was Olsen or yeah, dumb play, man. Like, they both ran to the ball and just stopped, and then I guess the other one thought the other one had it, and the ball drops. We ended up losing by 2 runs, but, I mean, we could have ended the inning, I think, right about then. Yeah. So, I mean, if it wasn't for that, we probably win the damn ball game. So, yeah, I'm kind of upset about that, and you guys still only have 1 win, and now you got 2. But
now we got 2.
So maybe we'll get tonight's. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We got Taiwan Walker on the mound, so we'll see what happens.
He had Zach Wheeler on the bump last night, who looked very impressive, and then I got into the bullpen a little bit. Chris Sale looked decent as well. We'll go over some of those.
Wheels was better later on in the game, man. First 3 innings, then we had a couple strikeouts, and they ended up getting like 5 more in the next few innings. So, I mean, it just didn't have that great of a start.
Yep, and then and y'all's bullpen is normally, spot on. So it was
I don't
nice
know about normally, man. We've had some problems in the past. Lately, it's been all right.
Yeah, I would say
last season and a half.
Yeah, last season and a half, maybe even really, because the bullpen felt like it was struggling at the first half of last season, and then kind of later on got a little bit better there.
Yeah, maybe so. I'm just talking about the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Like within the last couple of years, last year and a half, it's been a lot better than it had been in the past. Because before, in the past, the bullpen would be the thing, that would screw it up for us. We're starting pitching, we get a good, game going for us, and then we just throw it all away.
Well, it was Sean Murphy's first game back. He hit a 3-run shot there, and I believe the second or third inning it was the second inning to give the Braves the lead, and then Kyle Schwarber, man, what a night he had last night.
He wasn't even leading off; he was hitting cleanup,
which is a different spot, right? Yeah. But Trey Turner with the wheels up there, taking the leadoff spot. Schwarber was just one hit away, a double away from hitting for the cycle, but wasn't able to make that happen. But it was awesome to see Sean Murphy get in there and make some things happen. And then later on in the game, I believe it was Olsen driving in. No, it was Austin Riley driving in Ozuna. So it was nice to see them get off of the, in the one-game losing streak, if you will, sitting at 2-8 right now. Still a crazy long season to go, and Game 2 of that series will be tonight, and you can listen to that right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Coverage starting right after the Afternoon Underdogs at 6 o'clock for a 6:15 first pitch, and it will be Taiwan Walker going for the Phillies, going up against Grant Holmes of the Atlanta Braves. Grant Holmes is 0-1 with a 7.20 ERA. Taiwan Walker 1-0 with a 0 ERA. Both of them are very similar when it comes to hits and strikeouts. Grant Holmes with 4 walks, Taiwan Walker with just 1. He hasn't given up a home run. Grant Holmes has given up 1. Matchup predictor again on ESPN. I don't know how much I trust it, but 68.6% Atlanta Braves. Maybe home field advantage. I really don't know.
It was right yesterday. I didn't know how it was going to be right yesterday going against Zach Wheeler, but it ended up being right.
Yeah, James Fife saying, what's up, brother? We'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Also, the race to Talladega. You can win 2 passes to the Jack Links 500. That'll be Sunday, April 27th. You got to listen to the Coach James Hale Show mornings at 7:15 and 8:15. They're going to give you a code word of the day. When you hear the code word, text that code word and your racing name to 850-215-6290. Have fun with that racing name, man. We got a good one that we're going to be announcing this afternoon. On at 5:40 on the Inside Drive, we had Kathy Hendricks. So that was a pretty fun one. But have fun with your racing name. Make it unique. It might stand out to the random wheel generator, and we can figure it out that way. But you hear the code word, 7:15, 8:15. Text that word and your racing name to 850-215-6290. Then you've got to listen back at 12:40 and at 5:40. If we announce your name, race to the phones and call that same number that you texted. How long it takes you to call back is going to be your qualifying time. The top 2 qualifying times win the race to Talladega, plus 2 tickets to the Jack Links 500 April 27th, plus tickets to the Arca Menard Series, the General Tire 200, and the Xfinity Series AG Pro 300. Doubleheader on Saturday. Contesting is going to be running from now until April 18th. All qualifiers instantly win cool station stash from Pepsi, Tommy's Express, and ESPN Northwest Florida. It's brought to you by PCB Hobby, Panama City Toyota, Buffalo Rock, Hampton Inn on Thomas Drive, and by Home 2 Suites. So make sure that you're locked in this afternoon at 5:40 for the race to Talladega. New York Yankees outfielder back in the lineup today, but Cody Bellinger has now sworn off chicken wings for 5 years. I don't know where he came up with that number, but he had a recent bout with food poisoning. He was watching the national championship in a hotel room Monday evening, ordered himself some chicken wings, no sauce on them, just bone in traditional dry wings, and said that he woke up about 4 o'clock that morning and ended up, expelling those chicken wings and was not able to play in the game.
What is dope? Okay, why are you blaming the chicken wings? Why don't you blame the place that gave you the chicken wings, that hotel or whatever you were staying at?
Yeah, but have you ever had bad food poisoning where you're the first bout that I ever had, and I don't even know if it was food poisoning or what it was, but when I was real young, I ate meatloaf, and I did not eat meatloaf for probably 5 or 10 years after that. That's a lie because, if my mama made it, we had to eat it.
But it's it's like getting sick off of alcohol. Some people are like, man, I'm never drinking this or that again.
I wish that was the case for me.
Or, seeing it, smelling it, kind of makes you relive that. And I kind of understand that in that case. But when it comes to something like wings, you have to fault the place that you got them from, not chicken wings overall. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Why are you going to take it out on the wings?
I totally get that as well. I'm right there with you. What, are you just never going to order food service? You know what I mean? When you go to that particular hotel in Detroit, would you never order food service again?
They were on the road, right? So I wonder if there was anything to that, kind of like the Jordan thing about getting a bad pizza.
Yeah.
So who knows? If there was some collusion there with some Detroit.
Would it be Cody Bellinger that you'd want a food poison or Aaron Judge?
Not. That's what I'm thinking. But if Aaron Judge or somebody like that's not ordering from room service, maybe whoever is, and you give them the jinx. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Also, we didn't talk about it yesterday out of the baseball world, but Octavio Dotel passed away. There was a nightclub that collapsed in the Dominican Republic early yesterday morning, and so Octavio Dotel was pulled from that, and I believe he passed away at 51 years old. And then Pedro Martinez had family members in that exact nightclub as well, and they're still missing after the roof collapsed. So
was there an earthquake or something over there? Do you know?
I am not sure. 124 people have been killed. It doesn't say exactly. So they were. Dotel was alive when the rescue crews located him, and 7 other people, but he was dead on arrival at a local hospital after his condition worsened. I'm not seeing if this was if it was due to I don't think that it had anything to do with an earthquake. It wasn't immediately clear what caused the roof to collapse or when the Jet Set building was last inspected. That's brought to you by the Associated Press there. So just some sad news, thoughts and prayers still with not only the Dotel family, all of the 124 victims of this instance, and Pedro Martinez still searching for his family. Bad news if you're Paul Skeens. Last night allowed a career worst 5 runs in the loss to the Cardinals. He still went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts. And that's not too shabby. However, on top of that, with Skeens there, he never gave up more than 5 runs in college. According to the CBSSports.com article I was reading, never did it in college, never did it in the minor leagues, and I think it's safe to assume at that point, if you didn't do it at either of those 2 levels, that you didn't do it in high school either. So not too shabby for your worst career outing. You still go 6 innings, and you only give up 5 runs, which isn't a huge number. We're just not used to seeing that when a guy's got a 1.91 ERA or so. So what you think Paul Skeens bounces back here?
Oh, yeah, definitely. This is Paul Skeens. I don't think that's going to, shake his confidence or anything like that, I would say. Matter of fact, yesterday, doing, little betting and whatever, I actually chose that he was going to, he did go over. Never mind. I was saying under on the strikeouts. Well, I thought that I hit that, but actually I didn't. It was other stuff that I didn't hit either. But I was surprised that he got 7 because for whatever reason, I was feeling that he wasn't going to have a great outing yesterday, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And it actually kind of came for fruition a little bit, not, in my pocket, if you will. But, he didn't have a great showing, and I guess that was kind of right on my end, but nothing else hit on that parlay, so whatever. Kind of worthless.
kind of worthless. But the kid has been. You're normally. I think most of us really, when it comes to baseball, when guys first come up, it's how long you can show me whatever for your first couple of starts, but how long will you be able to maintain that? He maintained it all of last year, has came out and looked really good again to this point.
That was his third start, I think.
Yeah, I believe it was his third start. I mean, how impressive has he been to you up to this point?
Oh, awesome. And, like, on the team he's on, too, that doesn't have a, wealth of talent. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates, for God's sakes. Like, yeah, I mean, he's doing pretty good, all things considered. I mean, he's the star on that team. He's the face of that franchise. You got O'Neal Cruz there, too, but with his injuries that he's had, and he hasn't been crushing the ball kind of like he used to. I mean, him being the face of that franchise, you got get big ups to that guy. They got McCutcheon, too, but, he's long in the tooth.
And the Pirates got themselves a win today. It is travel day in baseball for some teams playing those early games. The Braves and Phillies in a weird one, playing 6:15 tonight and 6:15 tomorrow night. I don't know which direction the Phillies are going next. I believe that the Braves are still at the house after this series, but you don't got much time to travel. And I believe that the Phillies' next two games after Thursday evening are going to be day games.
St. Louis. And we're playing Friday at, it's in the evening, 7:15.
Oh, it's Friday it is? Oh,
yeah.
I swore I heard the commentator saying that y'all had back-to-back game days.
And then Saturday we're playing like in the afternoon, like 1 o'clock, 1:15, something like that on Saturday. Ooh. And then on Sunday, same time as well.
That's right. The Braves are going to be playing the Rays at 6:05 this Friday, and they'll be over there in Tampa taking on the Rays at Steinbrenner Field. So that'll be pretty interesting to watch. I heard the Pirates gave. I think it was the Pirates and the Mets. Might have been the Tigers as well. It was so cold up in that area that any fans who came to the game, they gave them free vouchers for a future game, and they would be lower level seats. So that's pretty cool stuff.
That's pretty
right
cool,
there,
man. You go out there, support your team, and you go out there when it's cold, and then they end up hooking you up. That's a good gesture.
Yeah,
I like
that. Chef Ross says, what earthquake did I miss? No, we don't have an earthquake. We were talking about down in the Dominican Republic, there was a building that the roof collapsed, and Caveman was asking if it was a earthquake that had caused that. And there is, as of right now, there is I can't find a reason.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, they get some over there sometimes, and they got, it's Dominican Republic, obviously. It's not, like, the nicest of places, so I can imagine some of them buildings aren't so great either. How long it's been standing, that might have something to do with it as well. Or
that's what everyone's saying on the feed right now, bad construction in the DR.
Yeah, and then also past, you got the hurricanes, you have earthquakes and stuff. So who knows if the building was somewhat, like, in not a great state to begin with, and then something just happened just to finish it off.
There you go. Right State Chris says, Caveman is saying this about a Pittsburgh guy. That's high praise. But y'all, I mean, how big is y'all's rivalry, Philly?
It's not. I mean, like,
was it when you were growing up, maybe?
No, it never was.
I can't really think of that being I think it's just the fact that y'all are in the same state.
Right. And I mean, like, NFL, there's no rivalry. NFC, AFC, nobody cares. The only rivalry really is in hockey. You got Flyers and Penguins. And of course, I don't like the Penguins, and I hate Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, that's a big time rivalry.
Yeah, no doubt.
Does Pittsburgh see it as big of a rivalry?
I don't know. I mean, again, probably the only thing is probably in hockey, if anything, because I mean, baseball and football, there's really nothing there comparable where they're, playing each other all the time. So I don't see it in anything else.
Well, LeBron's getting a little Barbie doll. He's going to be the first athlete turned into a Ken doll. He's going to be 1 inch taller than the Ken doll. Is that going to be something you're going to be interested in maybe adding to your collection?
No. Why? I mean, like, we'll ask Morgan, Barbie when she comes in later on.
Yeah, there you go.
And see
Barbie and Barbie.
Thinks. But I mean, like, and then to, like, LeBron James, like, really, like, throughout all the other years before this, you guys couldn't come up with a better idea besides, giving LeBron something else that he can gloat about. And you know what I mean? To me, it's just a little much, a little over the top. You could have found somebody else probably that's a little bit more maybe deserving, too, than LeBron. But that's just me.
But you got to have the popularity's got to come with it, right?
I mean, it's Barbie, right? I mean, the girls, like, you think little girls are going to buy the doll just because it's LeBron? What's going to happen is dads are going to buy that for their daughter more than likely. You know what I mean? And they're going to pick it out. And that's probably really the only like correlation you
And
have
it'll
there.
probably stay in the case the whole time.
You know, like if they were going to like do one, shouldn't they do, something that like little girls might be able to like know something about or know who the person was, or you know what I'm saying? Have that kind of link there. I think your normal like 8-year-old girl that plays with Barbies couldn't care less who the hell LeBron James is.
That's a good point, but maybe, it could have I know who they should have done. Travis Kelce.
So I was thinking that because
But
then that would have been a little much too. Again, it's Travis Kelce and it's the Taylor.
Travis leaves Taylor Swift for Barbie.
They could have came up with somebody a lot better, I think, over the last 20, 30 years to come up with an idea for this. I'm sure it's something that they didn't just come up with now. There's probably been other ideas. I don't know why, it didn't come to fruition, but yeah, I don't care. I could care less about it.
Well, in Division III baseball, there are two teams who combined lost 141 consecutive games entering their doubleheader against each other. So someone had to come out on top. And this was a positive for both teams. You had Lehman College and Yeshiva University ended up splitting the doubleheader to end their extremely long losing streaks. To begin the day, Lehman College had a 42-game losing streak, and they beat Yeshiva University 7-6 in extra innings.
So, yeah, Yeshiva, too, I saw. So they had 99 losses up until that game, and that gave them the 100th.
Yeah,
lost consecutively, which was crazy.
So they brought their record to a 1-14 record on the season. And the second game, Yeshiva University, which is a private, modern, Orthodox Jewish university over there in New York City, they had the 100-game losing streak and snapped it by beating Lehman College 9-5. Now their record is 1-19. Yeshiva hadn't won a game since February 27th, 2002, and they swept a doubleheader against John Jay. Lehman, their most recent win was on May 9th, 2023 in a 7-4 victory against Baruch College. So,
hey, real quick on that LeBron James thing, I was thinking again.
Yeah.
They could have done say Michael Phelps. Remember, he was winning medals.
Yeah.
He's a taller kid. You know what I'm saying? They could have made him 1 inch bigger. A little bit, maybe more notoriety, being Olympian. I don't know. Just, throwing out a name, just trying to think of who else they might have been able to put in that role besides LeBron James.
Well, we got another nomination from LSU Jeff. He says, how about massage parlor Barbie,
Yeah.
complete with Deshaun Watson.
Wow, that'd be kind of crazy.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, y'all, go over there to either my Facebook page, David Hayes, or go to ESPN Northwest Florida. And we've got a Masters, like a fantasy thing. Just click on the link. Go make your roster. We've got great prizes involved. You're going to have the pimento cheese putter cover, some golf balls from Vice, $100 gift card to Golf Plus as well. That's a big deal. So go sign up. I think we've got 40 or 41 people, and this is your last opportunity. Today is your last opportunity because you got to get that roster locked in. And it doesn't take you long at all. It takes 5-6 clicks of your mouse, basically, and then you just got to guesstimate how many total putts are going to be in a round. So that's a large number to come up with, and there's 95 people in the tournament this year. You're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida. Coming up next, we're going to get Banji's Baller of the Week with Banji Bamadella.
A two-run home run.
The Atlanta Braves are back.
Here comes the throw. It's late. Braves win.
And ESPN Northwest Florida is your exclusive radio home for Braves country.
He just wrecked that thing. Straightaway center, a homer for Riley.
Sales, Strider, Acuna, Ozzie, Riley, Profar, and Coach Snitker lead a stellar lineup. Listen live nights and weekends on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Wednesday. Sunny the remainder of the day with a gentle breeze around 11 miles per hour out of the west and temps near 71. Tonight we will have clear skies and a wind speed of 2 miles per hour and be warm at 55. Sunny tomorrow and a high 74 with very little wind. Sunshine Friday with a temp of 74. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
When you bring your vehicle to Panama City Toyota for repairs or maintenance, you'll get the warmest welcome around.
That's because we see service differently.
It's not only an expert team that can help with everything, from simple adjustments to a new set of tires. It's also a team that values your time, so we make your experience as quick and comfortable as possible. Because we're committed to service that goes beyond. Only at Panama City Toyota.
Introducing Saltgrass at Ward Creek by Culture Homes, a new home community opening soon in Panama City Beach. You're invited to the grand opening weekend, April 12th and 13th of this new community and 2 brand new designer decorated model homes. Thoughtfully designed homes with modern features and flexible floor plans with hundreds of personalized options, all just minutes from Pier Park, shopping, dining, and the beach. It's your chance to be a part of something new built around you. Preview homes at culturesaltgrass.com.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the Race to Talladega. Join Coach Hale mornings at 7:15 and 8:15 to enter. Then at 12:40 and 5:40, listen for your name to be called. If we announce your name, race to the phones. How long it takes you to call 850-215-6290 is your qualifying time. The 2 fastest qualifying times win a pair of tickets to the Jack Links 500 from PCB Hobby, Pepsi, Panama City Toyota, and your racing station. ESPN Northwest Florida. You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. He likes to lift weights in a parking lot and eat Weight Gainer 3000.
I'm really starting to feel out nasty.
David Hayes is part of the Afternoon Underdogs on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back to the Doghouse here in the CBC Construction Studios. You can give them a call, 850-740-3815. It's David Hayes along with Caveman Rick, the Afternoon Underdogs on ESPN Northwest Florida. Weekdays from 4 to 6. And we've got our next guest, one of my favorites of the week. I feel like I say that about every guest that we have, but we have great guests week in and week out. We weren't able to catch up with him last week. He made some phone time available for us this afternoon. Banji Bamandela, the local sports reporter here for the Panama City News Herald. Banji, what's going on, my friend?
Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
Doing well this afternoon. What are some games of the week for baseball and softball to look forward to?
Well, definitely tonight for baseball, if y'all can head over here at Mosley. Mosley is hosting South Walton. South Walton is now, the FHSAA just ranked them the number 1 team in the state of Florida. So if you want to see, I wouldn't call it a miracle, but if you want to see a very good game between 2 high-quality teams, Mosley just picked up a big win last night over Bozeman. So if you want to see that game, I'd say tonight, Mosley versus South Walton.
Is there anything going on in the world of softball that's a good game, maybe can't miss?
I'd say Friday night is the Bay County Softball Championship. North Bay Haven will be over there at Arnold. It'll be a rematch of an earlier matchup they had in the season where North Bay Haven defeated Arnold 8-1. So I definitely say that the Bay County Softball Championship between North Bay Haven and Arnold is must-watch this Friday night.
That is going to be a huge one, no doubt about that. Looking forward to it. Now, also, I was looking on the News Herald this morning. Former Bay County basketball player who's going to be transferring to FSU. Tell us a little bit more about that, Banji.
Yes, former Arnold Marlin basketball player Alex Steen. I don't know if many remember him or not, but I wasn't here, but he was a dominant force. I mean, he averaged a double-double, standing at 6'8". He was that guy over there at Arnold. He then signed and went to Florida Southern, down there in Florida Southern. He played there for 3 seasons. He was the Sunshine 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, and then now, as a junior, he just finished his junior season. He's now transferring over there to Florida State. I know that the Seminole faithful are probably real happy about that, especially with the new head coach coming in.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Really exciting stuff there. Any other signings going on in the area?
Well, I'd say 2. The first one, I'm going to start with one we were just at, Alex Solorio. He's a wrestler over there at Rutherford High School.
Yeah, Val Solorio's brother.
Yeah. Yes, exactly right. So he comes from a family of, just great wrestlers. He actually just signed to North Central in Illinois. So he'll be going up there in Illinois. He'll leave the lovely beach and go up there to the frigid cold, but he'll be a great wrestler over there for North Central in Illinois. But then also another signing was Janarius Robinson, a former Bay High defensive player. He just signed with the Kansas City Chiefs to be their team up with, the team that was just in the Super Bowl. They got embarrassed in the Super Bowl, but, when you have Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce for another year, and now you have Janarius Robinson on the defensive side, who knows, we might be able to add another Bay County former athlete as a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, Janarius also played for the Eagles. I don't think it was last year. Last year, I believe 23. He was. Yeah, last year he was with the Raiders, and he was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings, signing now with the Kansas City Chiefs. That is just great stuff. I got to reach out to him again and see if we can get him on before he gets too busy with what's going on, with his off season and getting into the season. But one thing I will say is all that he gives back to this area, just within camps and helping out, and just the love that he shows for Bay County and Panama City, just great stuff.
Yeah, great kid. He said it took less money, went to be an Eagle again. But hey, can't win them all.
No, that's awesome, him being able to continue his football career. Banji, who is the Banji Baller of the Week?
Ooh, that's a good one. That is a very good one.
I know it gets tough when there's so many, because when you're talking about baseball, softball, track and field, there's just so many athletes to try to be able to keep your eye on. I really don't know how you do so much writing about it.
Well, you know what? I'll actually say this, because we have the big track and field county championship happening tomorrow, Thursday. So if you're near Tommy Oliver Stadium tomorrow, track and field meets, they go all day. So if you can go out there, support some of our athletes. But the person I'll give the Baller of the Week, Micah Brown of Mosley Track and Field. I believe she's a sophomore now. She last week won the girls' high jump, long jump, triple jump, and finished second in the 100 meters race. So, she is the Baller of the Week, because to win all the jumping events and then to be so close to finishing first in the 100 meters race. She lost out to her teammate, Shania Carlos, but Michael Brown has to be the Baller of the Week.
Is Shania Carlos the one who's been breaking all the records? Or is
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking that she had went to Rutherford, but so Shania goes to Mosley.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, that's, just reading some of the stuff and all the records that she's been able to break, and she's only a junior, so she is eyeing state right now. Your takeaways from the national championship, did you have an opportunity to watch Florida and Houston?
Yes, I did. And it's the whole thing. That last possession, it just shows you the last two possessions. It just shows you any shot's better than no shot. That's my ultimate takeaway. Any shot is better than no shot. And I'm also looking forward to seeing what does Florida do with the 7'9" kid, or however tall they list him at. What are they going to do with him next season? I'm very interested in that.
Yeah, because he didn't play at all this year, did he?
He redshirted.
Redshirted, which is wild, because in college football you can play up to 4 games and still redshirt. Or I think it's 3 games. Once you play in that fourth, then you can't redshirt anymore. But college basketball, you redshirt, can't play at all. But you still get to practice with the team, right?
Oh yeah. I don't know if he's practicing or if he's just standing there as a pole. Who knows what he does, but. Yeah, I'm excited to see, because I wonder how his movement is going to look like, because I was the kind of person where I watched Luka Garza at Iowa and I watched Zach Edey back at Purdue. I was like, these kind of big guys that are slower, I don't know how that would translate, but now looking at them with Edey with Memphis and Garza with the Timberwolves, it kind of works. But they're not 7'9" like this kid is. But it'll be interesting to see.
It will be. Also interesting is Lynn Haven Robb, big FSU fan, big fan of the station, big part of the station. He wants to know what you know about the new FSU head coach for basketball.
I believe his last name is Luke. I believe, and Alex Steen, he spoke highly of him, because he was talking about how he focuses on player development, and he believes that he will transform his game. And I was like, Alex, but you averaged 17 and 10, at Florida Southern. I mean, what are you expecting to now be like a 30-10, a 25-10? Like, but he's just like overall with development, he believes that he's the ideal guy, he's the right guy to help with development. Luke Lux, I think I pronounced it right. Lucks. He's a two-time NBA champion and former FSU player. So.
Kind of a homegrown situation there. Also was an assistant with the Sacramento Kings before taking on that FSU job. So, I mean, and anytime that you get a guy that's got NBA experience, and especially to that level, coming over and coaching these youngins, it's going to be, those are big shoes to fill, Coach Hams, but it does help out having a lot of experience. So we talked a little bit about the national championship. We got Banji Bomadella on the line with us. You're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. The Grizzlies and the Nuggets, both in playoff position, but both fired their coaches. Let's start with the Nuggets. What in the world were they doing? What do you think was going on that they fired Mike Malone just after a 4-game slide, but also going 11-13 after the All-Star break?
Well, I mean, I keep on seeing reports that there was tension between the GM and the head coach. I think their GM is it Calvin Booth or Kelvin Booth? It's him and Malone weren't exactly seeing eye to eye.
Yeah, Calvin Booth,
one of those discussions was about Russell Westbrook, how many minutes he was getting. And I can kind of understand that, especially that loss to the Timberwolves where Russ misses the layup and then he commits the foul on the game-winning shot attempt. It's one of those where you're just like, it's just been building up over time. And it's crazy because didn't Mike Brown also get fired this season? So is that 3 head coaches gone in the middle of the season?
Yeah, I believe so, right? So, but Mike Brown, who was he with? Sacramento?
He was with the Kings.
Yeah, so with that being, I mean, that's 3 Sacramento's looking to make the playoffs as well, aren't they?
I think
I'm looking up the standings right now. I'm pulling those up right now because I do believe that they are in contention. Yeah, they're in the playoff game right now, or in the playoff bracket, and they have clinched a play-in berth. So 3 playoff teams. Now the Sacramento Kings are sitting at 39-40, but that's still 3 playoff teams. It's just wild to me, regardless if there's an issue going on with the GM and with the head coach. Finish the season out would make more sense to me unless you really feel like the interim coach is going to provide that spark. Caveman Rick felt like it was going to provide that spark. He went ahead and put a futures on the Nuggets.
What didn't make sense to me more was the Grizzlies one to me because they were at the time, a top 3 seed in the West. Now I think they're number 8 now?
7 because of what happened with Minnesota last night.
See, like, it just shows you how much, I mean, people like to say, I have a friend right here who says that, it's more of the players and not the coach. But I would argue the coach has a big factor, especially when it's the end of the season.
Yeah.
Because now it's like, what is the interim going to do? They're not going to, implement their own system. They're just going to do what they were told. They're going to do what they know. So I definitely think this is also the same NBA season where Luka Doncic got traded at like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
So
It's been a very wild year in the NBA. Maybe they're trying to have all of these moves to kind of distract from what the early conversation and storyline was of the NBA season about all the players just jacking up threes and all that good stuff. So not entirely sure there, but speaking of Luka, last night he was ejected after talking back and forth with a fan. What is your take on that? He's the first, and he was ejected because the ref thought he was talking to him, but this is the first time that a player has been ejected when in all reality he was just talking back and forth with a fan.
I mean, it's ridiculous, but I mean, one thing about Luka, I see him a lot. He is very emotional when he plays, so like, I've seen it a lot where he even sometimes squares up to a ref sometimes, but it's like it could come off as if he's just doing it in general. But yeah, Luka, he's a very emotional guy. But also, have y'all talked about Ja Morant and his antics?
That was my next. Pew pew. Which one are we talking about? The Buddy Hield situation or the new one that he dropped last night?
I mean, by the time the playoffs come around, it might be 5 more. New different kind of emotes he's doing, or it might not be a grenade, it might be a rocket launcher next time. But
well, the one with Buddy Hield. I mean, you know, it stinks that. Where it goes, the way I see it is with all of the, you know, situations, all the gun antics, the Instagram posts and all of that, it's like he's forbidden from doing that, but the rest of the NBA can, you know, put the three to their head, like with the bang sign. Mike Breen can say bang all the time. I don't find it to be as big of an issue, and I don't like that Buddy Hield kind of got wrapped up into it too. And the grenade celebration, I think, is pretty cool.
Really?
I mean,
I think, like, if I'm playing the Grizzlies, like, especially in the playoffs, I'm going to, like, antagonize Ja Morant. I'm going to do the pew-pews, and I'm going to do stuff to
like
try to
make
get him to try to do it so I can get him out the game. Heck yeah, and get suspended or something, dude, so like, we have a better shot of winning the series.
Now, I guess what I'm getting at is, should he be doing this because of the stuff that, you know, he's ran into in the past? Probably not. Does he look like he's almost like doing this out of spite? Well, probably so. It's not the greatest look, but again, man, I mean, he's an NBA player.
It's like Banji was talking about Luka, right? Like, he's squared up against officials, right? So there's a history there. So if you say something in the direction of an official, they're automatically going to instinctively think that you're talking to them, even if you're not, right? Because you have a history.
Right.
Ja Morant, again, has a history. So, like, you can't go down some of these roads, because you should know and have enough common sense and be self-aware enough that, like, hey, they're looking for this kind of, you know, stuff. So I have to be better than that and not have to give them anything that they can call me on, right? So he's not only doing, like, you know, he's doing his team a disservice, he's doing his franchise, you know, everybody a disservice. In fact, the fans, too, that might have paid good money to go see him play, and now he's not playing for whatever reason.
Not to mention, Ja Morant, if we don't remember from, it might have been 2 years ago, where after the Pacers game, members of his entourage had the red laser pointers at the Indiana Pacers team bus, aiming at it as if like like when NBA players do the little, you know, shooting emote or whatever they do celebration, they're just saying I'm a shooter. But like when Ja Morant does it, no, I'm thinking he's actually talking about like I might shoot you. See, that's what's in the ref's mind, and that's what's in the board's mind of this guy might not actually be like celebrating. He might be. Yeah, but see, that's
it's a very legitimate and fair argument.
You know how guys shoot a three and they point at the veins, like ice in their veins, right? Yeah. Well, now if you got a history of freebasing and you do that,
I don't think
they're going to be like, "What's he doing? Is he wanting to get high?" You know what I'm saying? So it's like, because there's a history there, you know. You have to be aware.
Yeah, if you have a history of tying up, it's kind of it's suspicious.
Oh my goodness, Banji! Anything that you'd like to leave the people with this afternoon?
Enjoy the day. Not every day is promised, so enjoy it. That's all I got.
Man, that is a beautiful way to end the segment. Banji, thanks so much for your time, my friend, and we look forward to chatting with you when we can next week.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys.
All right. Banji Bomadella, local sports reporter here for the Panama City News-Herald, does a great job keeping up with all of the sports and then helping us here on the Afternoon Underdogs. You're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida. Coming up, your opportunity to win a 12-pack of Buffalo Rock, $25 to that boot store, and a $10 Golf Plus gift certificate. All you got to do is answer this easy-peasy Atlanta Braves baseball trivia. We'll be right back.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, "Hey Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida." From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good afternoon. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Wednesday. Sunny the remainder of the day with a gentle breeze around 11 miles per hour out of the west and temps near 71. Tonight we will have clear skies and a wind speed of 2 miles per hour and be warm at 55. Sunny tomorrow and a high 74 with very little wind. Sunshine Friday with a temp of 74. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction. Be part of a winning team.
When you bring your vehicle to Panama City Toyota for repairs or maintenance, you'll get the warmest welcome around.
That's because we see service differently.
It's not only an expert team that can help with everything, from simple adjustments to a new set of tires. It's also a team that values your time, so we make your experience as quick and comfortable as possible. Because we're committed to service that goes beyond. Only at Panama City Toyota.
Now, we're live and local inside the CBC Construction Studios. ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Afternoon Underdogs.
Call in with your questions, hot takes, and rants at 850-215-6290.
I'm sure that most of you have used a dial telephone before.
The Sports Talk Monster.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Back here on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon in Panama City. We are live and local on ESPN Northwest Florida, 104.3 here in PCB and 101.9 in Port St. Joe. David Hayes and Caveman Rick here are we are the Afternoon Underdogs, and we are in the CBC Construction Studios. You can go to cbcconstruction.com if you'd like to get you a job. They're looking for a few good men. You can also give them a call.
What about ladies?
Sure, yes. They're looking for a few good people.
That's what I'm saying. You know, like, hey, there's some women out there that probably do construction.
Yeah,
maybe,
no doubt. No doubt. They're looking for good workers, though. Male, female, or whatever it is you decide.
Whatever pronoun you're picking today.
850-747-3815 is their number. You can also give us a call at 850-215-6290. The trivia question for this afternoon is a pretty fun one. I would also say that it's kind of easy as well. We've got who was the last Braves player to hit a home run in their first Major League Baseball at bat. Do you know this answer?
No, but I think it'd be kind of funny if it was a trick question. And there isn't a Braves player to get one on their first at bat.
No, there is one. There is one. This is a well-known Brave who is not with the Braves any longer. He does currently play in the league. Who was the last Braves player to hit a home run in their first Major League Baseball at bat? You're going to be getting a 12-pack of Buffalo Rock, $25 to not the, but that boot store, and Golf Plus. Caveman, have you made any bets on the Masters, or do you have any guys in the Masters that you're kind of looking at? By the way, you guys can participate with us if you go to ESPN Northwest Florida. Actually, you don't, just go to ESPN Northwest Florida's Facebook page, and we have a post up there that is for the Masters fantasy group. Click on that link, go pick your 5 categories, answer your tiebreaker, and have a chance to win some great golf prizes. Even if you don't like golf, it's fun to play along. You could win. It's free to play. And if you win and don't play golf, you can give this stuff to someone in your family or someone that you know that plays golf. But it's some great stuff. They got a pimento cheese, a beautiful putter cover. They've got some golf balls with it, a pimento cheese towel, and $100 to Golf Plus. And if you haven't been to Golf Plus yet, you're really missing out on a great golf store. And I'll give you $10 to Golf Plus if you could tell me who was the last Braves player to hit a home run in their first Major League Baseball at bat. I wish I would still have that list up of all teams, of the last players to hit hit a home run in their first at bat in the major leagues, because pretty cool list. Last year you had forget the guy's name. It's a very weird one like Janinski or something like that. Played for the Guardians, and then the year before that you had Jason Dominguez, I believe, with the with the New York Yankees. So it happens more. How that even came up is I was on Yahoo going through some trivia, and it said this player hit a home run in his first Major League Baseball at bat. And the answer was Will Clark. I'm like, there's no way Will Clark is the only guy to hit a home run in his first Major League Baseball at bat. So I flew down or crawled down that rabbit hole and was able to find that trivia question. I said, hey, we're a Braves station, so let's keep it Braves-centric at that.
Right on. All right, so you asked about if I got some bets
Yes,
for the match.
sir.
So I do. It is some futures. Like a while back, I had one.
Oh, you did this a while
Well,
back.
I mean, like I've done some recently, a couple, but
Yeah.
like, so I did one like all the way back. I'm trying to think when. Like, it was probably like end of June, beginning of July. But I did Scotty Scheffler to win the Masters, along with Carlos Alcaraz to win the French Open and the Edmonton.
The French Open?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tennis.
Yeah, because it's like, futures in 3 different sports.
Gotcha.
And then I also picked Edmonton Oilers to win Stanley Cup this year. So, I don't know about the Oilers right now. They're not so hot. They've had some injury woes, but Alcaraz and Scheffler still, or Scheffler a good, bet perhaps. And then I did one on Scotty Scheffler alone, just him by himself to win.
Plus 400, not too shabby.
Well, the one that I did, I think was a little bit more. I think it was plus 450 when I did it, so I got a little bit better odds. And then I did another one recently, just a couple days ago, where I got either Rory McIlroy or Colin Morikawa to win outright, either one of those two. And then one just for Morikawa to win outright. And then that's what I got, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, looking here, I mean, I for some reason I've got a feeling about Hideki Matsuyama, but I feel like he won it. He won, maybe he just won the FedEx, the overall playoffs
Yeah, I
last
think
year.
so, yeah.
But Hideki Matsuyama at plus 3,000, that's, good value. You got Ludwig Oberg at plus 1,750. That could be one that could make some noise. John Rahm's kind of been off his game for a little while, but at plus 1,300.
But he's won it before, and he knows how to play there, too. He won a few years ago.
Right, but I believe he missed the cut last year. That's always that. And then Bryson DeChambeau, I would really like to see a LIV guy win it, because I believe when John Rahm won, he was still on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, he was still, because LIV had only been in its infancy, I think at that point, because he won, was it 2 years ago when Rahm won? I think?
Yeah, I believe it was 2 years ago.
It was in between the Scotty Scheffler wins, I think, right?
Well, Scheffler won last year.
Yeah,
so,
and Rahm, and then Scheffler was before him again. So I think Scheffler was the bread and Rahm was
you think he gets his
the filling.
Do you think he gets a third one here?
Scheffler?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, why not? I mean, the dude's on his game. He's
his hand injury's kind of back to normal.
Yeah, so I would think maybe he needs to get arrested tomorrow morning.
There you go. There you go. That was in Valhalla, so that was for a major as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, maybe some karma there. If you're good karma, if you get arrested,
karma.
then you win.
History repeating itself. Some baseball scores from earlier this afternoon. Got about 6 minutes left in this segment, and we've got just under an hour before we play the race to Talladega. The Pirates were able to beat the Cardinals today in 13 innings. They win 2-1. NL East fans, the Mets, playing good baseball right now. They're sitting at 8-4. The Marlins were able to beat them 5-0 to get to 6-6, leaving the lonely Braves at the bottom of the totem pole in the NL East. You got the Yankees, who were able to get a big win over the Tigers, 4-3, but it was a heck of a pitching show.
No snow in that one.
Yeah, no snow in that one. Max Fried had himself a heck of an afternoon going up against Jack Flaherty. Max Fried went 7 innings, gave up 5 hits, no runs, 11 strikeouts, and one with a 1.56 ERA. Jack Flaherty went 5.1 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts, and his ERA is sitting at 1.62. So good, a great pitching duel right there. And I don't hate Max Fried the same way and I don't hate Freddie anymore, but it just, all the signs were Max Fried is not going to be a Brave this year, so it just never really bothered me in the same capacity. You've got some other good games going on as well.
Dodgers are losing right now by 1.
I was about to get to that one. The Rangers took care of business against the Cubs 6-2. That's been a very fun series to this point as well. Diamondbacks all over the Orioles right now 7-0. The Padres on top of the A's in the top of the 9th 2-1. The Reds taking on the Giants. I mean, the NL West right now has been absolutely incredible, and the Reds are over there in San Francisco. They hold a 6-5 lead in the bottom of the 7th. I think it was from last night's game. I'm not entirely sure. When Hunter Green was pitching, he had the same glove that he's been using for the last 2 seasons, and in the webbing, it's got a bunch of different, like, Hunter Green type logos on it. And last night, the umpires made him take the glove off, and so what they did was, when they took the glove off, they were going to try to put like a piece of leather over it, but he ended up just coming out with a different glove and still ended up being dominant as well. And as Caveman just mentioned, the Nationals are on top of the Dodgers 5-4. I believe, Rick, if they win this game, that would be bringing the brooms out, right?
I don't know. Is that 3 in a row for them?
Well, they won. I believe they won the first night, Monday, because we were there at Lone Star Boyle House. Then they beat the they beat them last night 8-2. So yeah, if they were,
nice.
Let's go. Any team that sweeps the Dodgers is a friend of mine.
Philly, the Phillies beat the Dodgers in that series 2-3, and if they lose all 3 of these, that's good for for the rest of the National League.
Absolutely. Astros on top of the Mariners right now in the top of the 6, 4-0. Tonight you'll have the White Sox taking on the Guardians in Cleveland. Burke going up against Allen. Blue Jays taking on the Red Sox in Boston. It'll be Kevin Gausman going up against Taylor Hook. Both of those guys, Kevin Gausman 1-1 right now, ERA of 3.97, with Hook having a ERA of 6.52. So if you're a Red Sox fan, you'd like to see that go down just a little bit. Sean, you're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. What's up, bro?
What's going on, guys?
Not a whole lot, man. You gonna throw a little bit more shade on Florida State, or you want to play some trivia with us?
No, I'm always up for that, though. But no, I was just don't get me started. But but no, I was just gonna. I may be wrong, but the question that you had, the trivia question.
Yeah, who was the last Braves player to hit a home run in their first Major League Baseball at bat?
Okay, like I said, I may not be right, but Jason Hayward.
Jason Hayward is absolutely correct, my friend. What was your other choice if you had one?
I didn't. It just took me 5 to 10 minutes to Google that.
So you were right, and you knew you were right the whole entire time. With Sean, you just won a 12-pack of Buffalo Rock, $25 to That Boot Store, and $10 to Golf Plus. So do you play golf?
I haven't played in a long time, be honest with you. But what were those? Golf Plus and That Boot Store. And
yes,
what was
sir.
the other one?
12-pack of Buffalo Rock. So we've got an assortment of different drinks in here, all the way from Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, all the good stuff, and we'll send you home with a 12-pack of Buffalo Rock.
Yeah, I definitely that Mountain Dew. That's right down my go-to soda. So.
We'll hook you up with the Mountain Dew. That is for sure.
We can even hook you up with Code Red.
I hear you. Yeah, but that's good. Just do I need to? Obviously, somebody will get my info. Or
just hang on the line real quick. Caveman Rick's gonna grab your information from you, and we'll see. I'm here from about. The best time to come is between 1 and 4, but if you just text the station number, I'll always be able to figure out a time that works best for you as well.
Yeah, I think I can get there Friday. I get off at 3, and I can get there before 4. I could get there probably around 3:30, 3:40, something like that. That'd be okay?
Yeah, that would be perfectly fine, my friend. Just let Caveman Rick get some info from you, all right?
Okay. All right. Y'all have a good show.
Hey, you do this. Thank you so much for listening, Sean. That's like when you're at a restaurant and they bring you your food. Enjoy it. Oh, you too. Like, oh, my bad. I feel so bad for saying that at that point in time. But, yeah, great baseball going on. Of course, the Atlanta Braves tonight got the Phillies. Taijuan Walker going up against Grant Holmes. Matchup predictor is heavily favoring the Atlanta Braves. I don't know why, but maybe it's time for the tide to turn, if you will, for the Braves, who are a minus 145 favorite, and the Phillies are sitting at plus 120. And then the Rays are going to be taking on the Angels. The Angels are a surprising 7-3 to this point. Kikuchi on the mound tonight, who is with an ERA of 4.5, but the record sitting at 0-1 going up against Papu of the Rays, whose ERA is at 2.45. The Rays are a minus 155 favorite. If you want to put a little action on that, I put a little action on Luka Doncic to score 1 point. They would only allow you to bet $5 for a plus 100 odds, but whatever. I mean, he's obviously going to be scoring 1 point before he ends up getting ejected. Rick Ty chiming in. What's up, gentlemen? Rick Ty, what do you think the Braves score is going to be this evening? Coverage starting right here on ESPN Northwest Florida at 6 o'clock for a 6:15 first pitch. And while I wait on his reply, the race to Talladega, we will be announcing a name this afternoon at 5:40. If you want to enter the race, you got to listen to the Coach James House Show mornings at 7:15 and 8:15. They're going to give you a code word of the day. When you hear the code word, text it and your racing name. Have fun with that racing name to 850-215-6290. Then you got to listen in at 12:40 with the Inside Drive and 5:40 with the Underdogs. If we announce your name, race to the phones and call that same number that you texted. How long it takes you to call back is your qualifying time. The top 2 qualifying times win the race to Talladega with 2 tickets to the Jack Links 500. You're going to get to go to a doubleheader of the Arca Menard Series General Tire 200 and the Xfinity Series AG Pro 300 on Saturday. All qualifiers instantly win Cool Station stash from Pepsi, Tommy's Express, and ESPN Northwest Florida. That's all brought to you by PCB Hobby, Panama City Toyota, Buffalo Rock, Hampton Inn on Thomas Drive, and Home 2 Suites. You're riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida. Coming up, Would You Rather for hour number 2.
Atlanta Braves baseball is back.
Swing and a drive. That's hammered deep right. He jumped on one and hits a homer.
We're your exclusive radio home for the Atlanta Braves.
At the wall. It is gone. A grand slam for Acuna.
Hear every exciting home run, every strikeout, and every thrilling victory on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Wednesday's forecast. Clear tonight with a low near 57 and a wind 2 to 5 miles per hour. Sunshine tomorrow morning, very little wind and a temperature of 71. Slightly warmer in the afternoon and evening around 74 with sunshine and a wind around 10 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. Sunny Friday and hot around 75. Saturday sunny with a temp about the same at 73. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Here at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, we're here to help you celebrate the graduate in your life with a personalized gift that expresses who she is to that special touch that symbolizes her style. Tracy's Fine Jewelry has a perfect gift that's as unique as your graduate, including monogram milestones that will personalize her style with a special touch that she will cherish for a lifetime. Let's celebrate the class of 2025 with a gift from Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Tracy's Fine Jewelry, putting a sparkle on Bay County for over 50 years.
CBC Construction is looking for a few good men. At CBC Construction, our greatest strength lies within our talented team. Join us and be a part of a dynamic company that values its people. We offer a tremendous opportunity to create a future for your family and the Florida Panhandle. CBC Construction is now hiring. Call us at 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com to learn more. CBC Construction, be part of a winning team.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe. Powered by Panama City Toyota. ESPN Northwest Florida. ESPN Northwest Florida presents the Race to Talladega. Join Coach Hale mornings at 7:15 and 8:15 to enter. Then at 12:40 and 5:40, listen for your name to be called. If we announce your name, race to the phones. How long it takes you to call 850-215-6290 is your qualifying time. The 2 fastest qualifying times win a pair of tickets to the Jack Links 500 from PCB Hobby, Pepsi, Panama City Toyota, and your racing station. ESPN Northwest Florida. You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. Now back to the Afternoon Underdogs,
But I wonder how much time he really kind of put into the playbook.
where it's halftime all the time.
He may be the cream of this crop of quarterbacks.
The Afternoon Underdogs.
Well, they got to do something here, but otherwise this is just going to be another lost season.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
What's going on, Panama City and Port St. Joe and the surrounding areas? You're with the Afternoon Underdogs in the Doghouse, also in the CBC Construction Studios. They're looking for good workers right now, not just males, as Caveman Rick pointed out, males and females. Go to cbcconstruction.com. You can also call them at 850-747-3815. We should be having one of the guys soon coming in to the studio representing CBC Construction and seeing where their head is at in the world of sports. Also, the race to Talladega coming up at 5:40, and we still have the Masters Fantasy Group. If you go to ESPN Northwest Florida's Facebook page, you can click on the link there. That post was put up probably 3 or 4 hours ago. Just click that link. It'll take you to where you need to go. Great prizes on the line for that. Our good friend, Morgan Hilliard, in the building with us. What's going on with you, Barbie? Oh, we got to run that back. Pinked out, as always. I like the whatever pattern that is. I like it. It looks cool.
It's kind of retro. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It goes with the pink pants. It all ties together. It's very, very fun. I see in the comments someone said, bring Mo out. Well, guess what? I'm here. And I'm ready to go.
Hey, there you go. I was wondering when they said that, bring Mo out, I was wondering if that was talking about you, because we were talking about basketball coaches, so I was like, is he talking about Mo Williams? Or
I figured it was her, but I figured it was one of her followers.
Oh.
You know, like her friends that, you know, she calls her wife or something like that. So.
Oh, no, that's not my wife. That is one of my followers, one of my mutuals, if you will.
Okay, one of your mutuals. There you go. Well, Mo is in the building with us, and always excited to have her here. All right, the dire wolf, right? That's kind of been the dominating, I would say dominating, but it's been a big piece of news. I saw like 3 posts yesterday on it, and bringing this thing back and naming it after Game of Thrones characters and all of that stuff, which is pretty cool, but also pretty daggum crazy. Do you have any thoughts on this before we dive into Would You Rather?
Yeah, can we turn me up just a little bit?
In the headphones?
Yeah, please. Can we turn me up just a little tiny bit? And then also, I think my biggest comment for this would be, like, if we can be a dire wolf bat, like, why can't we take other steps in modern medicine? That's just kind of interesting to me.
Yeah.
If we can do that, what are we doing? I understand it's because money and, you know, greed and whatnot. But if we're going to spend silly money in wolves, why can't we do something
That's an easy question to
actually
ask.
Makes some sense?
There's money in sick care, not in health care. They can make a lot more money with you staying sick than they can by curing you. So obviously there's a lot less of an onus to like get people cured and healthy as there is to just keeping them sick and stringing them along.
Correct.
But also,
like what I'm going through.
So the dire wolf is a really big like wolf species, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like bigger than a regular wolf, all right? So my thoughts are, why are we trying to bring back these species that are kind of vicious animals? Like, why don't you do something a little bit more mundane, like to start out with, and like develop the technology to do it the right way? This is like Jurassic Park, like where Jeff Goldblum is saying that they're so busy trying to figure out if they can, they're not thinking about should they,
right?
You know? And so, like, I mean, what's next? You're going to bring back a megalodon? Because, like, you know, like you already have great white sharks, so let's bring up, like, the next species that's even bigger and badder than they are, you know?
Well, we can go bigger and badder, right? There's plenty of other
And, like,
animals.
how is a dire wolf going to help, like, you know...
Anything.
Exactly. Like,
Anything.
come up with a species of an animal that, like, either will help the ecosystem out, maybe clean water, you know, do other things that's more beneficial for human beings. I just don't see this other than, like, you know, publicity.
And if those dire wolves are just around humans, they're, you know, like or other animals that are in captive. I mean, they're not, you know, they're not ever going to be like legitimate dire wolves.
So
right?
if they eat somebody, they will.
Well, yes. I mean, if that happens, but then if that ends up happening, like one of the trainers or handlers ends up getting is like, all right, so did we learn our lesson or are we going to try for round 2?
They talked about doing like woolly
mammoth in 2028.
So
They've already
like,
got woolly mouses.
But I'm just saying, like, okay, if you do that, a woolly mammoth gets pretty big. But I mean, like, I don't know. maybe it's a little bit more mundane than a dire wolf. I just don't know. I don't get the thinking and the rationale and what people are doing nowadays with their time.
Well, I see that we have like T-Rex on the sheet here, and if we're going to bring anything back, I am a strong petitioner for the dodo bird. Those things were so dumb and like stupid. If we're going to bring anything back that's like minimal and is not a great threat to humanity, let's do the dodo bird. I think they're adorable.
They were just very not a threat. So you could walk up to them, kill them. But like you go to,
I think we should bring them back.
So like exactly, you're right. But it's like you go to the Galapagos Islands. It's like the only place on the planet where you can go and wild animals aren't really afraid of humans because they haven't been like conditioned to be afraid of us because we just want to eat and kill everything,
Right.
So come up with like some species like that are going to be like really tame or like you can kind of be around and not ruin their lives of.
Right. And maybe if they do bring back the dodo bird, they give it the opportunity to fly.
Right.
So it's not like
not too long ago, the last white rhino died, right? There was one it just died like a couple years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Do something like that, an animal that's, that was out in the safari that, had a purpose. The only problem with that is if you start cloning them and bringing them back, people are going to start killing them for their ivory again.
Oh, it's terrible.
James says, y'all, was he scared of some smaller mammals? I mean, I would definitely be scared of a dire wolf or a wolf in general. If I'm out in the wild, and especially if I ain't got nothing on me to take care of business against that wolf, I'm not going to be like, oh, come here, puppy, come here. Like, that's just, I'm sorry, James. Not everybody can be like you, just out there wrangling the animals up. James is a beast when it comes to
He wants one on his farm,
probably. Yeah, you get a dire wolf on your farm. So the question for Would You Rather is, what animal would you rather see de-extincted next? The T-Rex or I don't even know how to say this really. I'm going to say Tosaurus, which is, as I like to call it, the flying dinosaur. So T-Rex, obviously, that's got to be the first answer, but I don't know how I would feel about looking up and be like, oh, dragons are real. And the flying dinosaur, I think. So I would say that I would rather, if I had to see one of these done, it would be the T-Rex. And I think I'd rather see the T-Rex more so than the little ones that spit the black stuff at you.
You mean like the little ankle biters?
Yeah. Like there's a gang of them and they just attack you.
Or like the velociraptor who like only hunts in packs. So like while you're looking at one, they're actually going to attack from the side. So your best thing to do is actually run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I want neither of them. One, T-Rex is a huge
This is
animal.
Would You Rather, not do you want any of these?
I know, but a T-Rex is pretty huge. So we've seen Jurassic Park and how you're going to try to keep it in an enclosure. Didn't work,
it's
right?
It's not going to work. No.
This other dinosaur flies. How are you going to keep track of it? You know what I'm saying? Like you have to have one of those big aviaries, like an enclosed dome thing to hold it in. And then on top of that, is it going to have enough room to fly? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly, because you still got to care about the animal that you're keeping in captivity.
Just because you're bringing it back from extinction, what are you going to mistreat it? And we already seen Golf World kind of stuff. So what are you going to do? Have Extinction World?
This sounds like some Tiger King mess.
Yeah.
Come on, Carol Baskin.
Carol Baskin.
I don't have an answer. I would rather not bring anything back.
Yeah, but you have to. It's Would You Rather. Would you rather have flying dinosaurs around or T-Rexes around?
Well, okay. Hear me out. On either side. The T-Rex is scary because it's scary, right? But the flying one is scary because I'm 5'2". So if I look up, that thing's probably going to take off with me.
Yeah.
I think I want the one that I can actually see coming.
Do we know that those flying dinosaurs actually ate meat, or were they I
don't know.
Eat plants and fruits and stuff? Because you have bats that do that, and eat fruit. And so it depends on what it eats, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. But I think I'm going to go with the one I can see.
I'm right there with you. Give me the big. I feel like I'm not saying that I can outrun a T-Rex, but if they're far enough away, you get a head start, right? I'll take the T-Rex being. Hopefully, they don't ever really try to Jurassic Park it because.
Oh, it's coming, man. We're already doing this stuff with the CRISPR kits and all that, and people are already splicing animals and making stuff up. They got bunny rabbits that glow in the dark and junk like that. I mean, serious, dude, the kind of stuff that they're coming up with. And how is that helping out anybody?
Because then the eggs already come out dyed. So you could just you can go ahead. Those are the perfect Easter egg bunnies because you don't even have to do no work.
This is the perfect time for PETA to step in. If PETA's going to step in anywhere, it's now.
Good job. Good job. Way to bring them back. No one's eating them, so.
That might put PETA in a precarious position because, okay, so they're supposed to be helping out animals, right? So, like, in a way you are by bringing a just extinct species back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or like you do, like, you know, and leave it alone because there's a reason why it became extinct. So they have to like decide which side they're going to be on there. And either way, you can argue it's not good. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of puts them in a spot.
There you go.
They should probably just stay out of it.
All right, on to our next one here. Would you rather have, all right, so this is not necessarily a would you rather, but a would you anyways. So you'd have to work once a week in the stadium of your team's biggest rival for a season. You'd have to pick up the garbage, work the turnstile, and silently listen to them while they are trash talking your team. But it would mean that your team would win the title. So what sport do we want to use for this one? Let's do college baseball for Morgan. We'll do
hockey for me.
Hockey for you? Oh, because you'd have to be in Pittsburgh.
No, I could be in a few other places, man. New York, New Jersey.
Yeah. Who do you hate the most, though?
That's all of them.
Yeah.
Anybody that's in my division, that's not the Flyers.
And I'll do either baseball or NFL. Or, no, college football. That would be the harder one. So let's start with Morgan. You like this one, so you start us off here. And who's your rival going to be?
I love this one.
It's got to be Texas, right?
It's going to be Texas.
Yeah.
And I have 2 comments for you.
And you have to wear burnt orange as well while you're working at the stadium.
Are you sure if I'm working at the stadium, I'm wearing an employee uniform, I think.
But it's gonna have a Texas logo on it, and
that's fine because I can burn it later. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Because I can burn it on my own time. First of all, if my team, if A&M is winning a title in football or baseball, I'm happy with either outcome. I'm not too worried about picking up the trash at DKR because their garbage is already on the field anyways.
Yeah.
So that's someone else's job. They won't be in the stands. So I'm not too worried about that one. And then that's a callback to when they were throwing trash on the field.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And then the baseball one, they have I don't think they have a bad stadium. They don't have my favorite stadium. So I wouldn't really be like upset about it because I already think their field is trash. It's turf anyways.
Yeah, right.
So I
and it's older turf too, isn't it?
Yeah. So that wouldn't really bother me too much, especially on the flip side, we're winning and we're going to have like rights over them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me that. Give me all that.
I think to make it even better would be if your team, but see, here's the thing, they wouldn't be drunk trash talking you personally.
They're talking everyone, so I'm not going to take it personal because I listen to drunk trash talk all the time. It's called having friends.
That's a very good point there. All right, Caveman Rick.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, if I know we're going to win and I can be like, hey, we're going to win a championship and you're not, I can listen to their BS, you know? I mean, like, hey, who's going to laugh and, you know, have the bragging rights in the end? Me. So say all you want now, but I mean, you know, you're going to be crying at the end and I'm not. So, and I mean, yeah, like, I mean, if I'm getting paid too, it's a job.
Yeah.
You know, hang out. If it's the opposing team stadium too, like, I don't care. I don't have no interest in really being there. So working's not a big deal either.
I wouldn't do it in college football. Just because Alabama can possibly win a title on their own, they don't need me going out there and working and being.
They pump the brakes. Saban ain't there no more, homeboy.
Right, no doubt. No, I'm just saying. I guess what I'm getting at, though, hold on. Hear me out. All right, Alabama has won, regardless, right? I've experienced that numerous times in my livelihood. So, no, I'm not going to do it in college football, and I'm not going to spend that amount of time in Jordan-Hare. Like, I'm just not going to do that, or LSU, or the Swamp, whatever. I would do it once just to check out the stadium and not have to pay to get into the stadium. That would be fine. But in the NFL, I would do it because I've never seen the Titans win a Super Bowl. So I would do it for the Titans and for the Pacers. But for my other teams, no, I've already seen you do it. I'm not going to go pick up trash because y'all are trash.
It's only 1 week. It'd be one game. Because, like, okay, in hockey, like me, I might have to do 4 games in a week.
Right.
You know, there's a potential for that. College football,
no, it says once a week.
Oh, once a week. Okay.
So it would be, like in the NFL, it would only be, 7 or 8 games because you're not playing all of your, they don't have that many home games,
or
right?
maybe if they're playing overseas, is one less too.
And there you go. And baseball, you're talking 81 times. Well, no, not 81 times, but just once a week. So there is that.
Well, That would be once a week, but how many matchups do they actually have as well if it's your actual rival? Are we doing actual rivals or are we doing any rival? Because Texas would be our true rival. So if we're doing every and all away games.
Well, it says team's biggest rival.
Okay, so season. It would be the
so
one
you would
time,
only be
yeah.
Okay, well that changes everything.
Yeah, well I'm getting paid. I can put up with it, and we're gonna win a national title. Yeah, where do I sign?
You're a lawyer. You have to look at how it's worded. One little word changes the whole equation.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I hate that we just made that so easy because that kind of defeats the whole entire purpose. But I mean, maybe there are some fans like I was just being too proud, with Alabama. Like I'm not that I even care about the picking up garbage or whatever. I would do that. Like as a job anywhere, but James Fife texted in and he said that he's already done worse. So yes, of course he would clean a rink to watch the Preds win the cup. We also got some other text messages in pertaining to the animals. Wright State Chris says you can't bring back a megalodon because their food source, which were small whales, don't exist anymore.
They'd find something else to eat, man.
Yeah,
they'd eat larger whales or something else. I mean, if you're hungry, you're gonna figure out a way to eat.
Michigan State Bruce says bring back the saber-toothed tiger and the woolly rhino. He wonders what a Barrett 50 cal would do to a T-Rex. Whew, I think you'd have to get a couple of shots in the right spots. So
I don't know.
I hope we never know. I hope we never have to figure that out.
Do they really have to bring the megalodon back though? I mean, there's a lot of speculation that there's already a couple out there.
Oh.
I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
There's movies on it, 2 of them.
The fantastic movies. You've got, the Meg 2, saw both, fantastic,
There's probably more out there. And the books on it too, right?
They didn't do Megalodon NATO.
Oh.
Instead of like Sharknado, like a bunch of tornadoes with megalodons
gotcha.
in there.
I didn't know if you were talking about like
Like NATO.
yeah, like a whole bunch of megalodons live in a different country. It's like, all right, boys, we got to have a meeting and see what these wars are all about right now. Would you like to would you rather sit in your normal seats at a game, or you sit front row, courtside, owner's booth, however, whatever the most awesome seats you could think of, but you're not allowed to eat, drink, or use the bathroom for the entire contest?
I'd have to sit in my normal seats then.
Here's my question. What are we defining as a normal seat? Is it, lower your brain again. Is this general admission? Are we buying our seat, or?
This would be to make it, let's say your normal seats are nosebleed seats.
Okay.
But you still get to eat, drink, and all that good stuff.
I would take the nosebleeds. For sure.
Just to be able to...
Yeah. Well, 1, I'm still getting to experience it.
Yeah.
2, drinking is like the best part of going to any sporting event.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, Also, I can't go to the bathroom. Do you know how many times I pee a day? That will never work.
17.
A lot.
A lot. In this one, I think that I really don't like sitting in nosebleed seats, but that's all I can afford, so I sit in nosebleed seats all the daggum time. But I could probably go a whole entire game without eating, drinking, or using the bathroom. In fact, I don't normally, drinking is one thing, but I really don't normally eat. I'll eat before the game, and then it's only 3 or 4 hours, I don't got to eat during the game. And sometimes, now, if I were going to Mercedes-Benz, that would be a different story because the food over there is actually affordable. But sometimes it's like, why am I going to pay $10 for this hot dog that's been sitting out for like an hour at this point, But there's some pretty tasty stuff over there at Truist Park as well.
There's something to that, though. Like, okay, so you said, like, good seat, like a suite. Well, I've been in a suite before.
Yeah.
Just like, how we sent our fans down to the Orlando Magic game a couple weeks ago, right? So if you see, like, where you're sitting there, you're not right on top of the ice or the court or whatever. So even though you might be sitting in the owner's box or something, you might be sitting next to the owner, it's not like you got banging seats. I mean, it's nice, like leather type seats. They got food catered in there, drink, all that kind of stuff. But, like, you're not right on top of the game. So, yeah, rather regular seats, man. That way I can drink, use the bathroom, eat, whatever.
That's a fantastic point because usually they have free food and stuff in there as well, and the temptation would be awful.
That you could.
The temptation would be really hard.
I think it would be fun. I've sat courtside at college basketball games, but I've never sat courtside at like an NBA game. So I think that would be, and this was at Northwest Florida State College when they were having that tournament 3 or 4 years ago, and there was FSU, VCU, Purdue, can't remember the other school, but there was big name schools over there. That was really cool. So I mean, sitting NBA courtside or right on the glass at an NHL game and being able to bang on maybe right by the benches. I think I would. I
want
would
to
go
sit right behind the penalty box.
That's where I was originally going, but I was like, the benches would be kind of cool to and be on the opposing team, so I could chirp back and forth with them. You guys are riding with the Afternoon Underdogs. This is ESPN Northwest Florida. It is time for Mo's Notes. We're going to be talking Burnerverse, college baseball, whatever else she decides. Keep it locked in here to ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Good evening. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with Wednesday's weather forecast. Clear tonight with a low near 57 and a wind 2 to 5 miles per hour. Sunshine tomorrow morning, very little wind and a temperature of 71. Slightly warmer in the afternoon and evening around 74 with sunshine and a wind around 10 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. Sunny Friday and hot around 75. Saturday sunny with a temp about the same at 73. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial at ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
When you bring your vehicle to Panama City Toyota for repairs or maintenance, you'll get the warmest welcome around.
That's because we see service differently.
It's not only an expert team that can help with everything, from simple adjustments to a new set of tires. It's also a team that values your time, so we make your experience as quick and comfortable as possible. Because we're committed to service that goes beyond. Only at Panama City Toyota.
Get ready to connect. ESPN Northwest Florida is thrilled to introduce the newest rock stars to the Panama City Beach Chamber of Commerce.
Welcome to the Beach Chamber. Condor Tours and Travel. Fitway Recovery. Lighthouse Church. Piano by Grace. Rish Home Watch Services. San Marcos Mexican Grill Callaway. Sweet Henrietta's Bakery. And True by Hilton Panama City Beach.
We're here to champion your success and connect you with this amazing community.
Congratulations from ESPN Northwest Florida.
Broadcasting from the CBC Construction Studios. Karen bought 83 liters of Dr. Thunder, a suitcase full of Cheez-Its, and a drum of Crisco. Now she's crying about using the self-check at Walmart.
Maybe we should speak to a manager or something.
Just saying. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back into the CBC Construction Doghouse Studios. Go to cbcconstruction.com or give them a call, 850-740-3815. If you're looking for a job, they are looking for you. Parker Seago with a few good comments for the Would You Rather there in the previous segment on YouTube. He says, why not dedicate time to genetically engineering already endangered species? Also, a very good take there. He also says, don't need to be the fastest person when you're running from a T-Rex. Just have to be faster than the slowest person near you. So I can make that one happen.
Or you got to just be mean and just trip them up or something. Yeah. You know what I mean? And be like, yeah, I'm out.
It's me or you, baby. Survival of the fittest at this point. And then he says, paid to watch their downfall. I'll be there no matter what. But what if it's that once a week game, right? And so basically once a year, and it didn't say that you'll win that game. It said that you're just going to win the title.
A title.
So you lose, the title. You get blown out by Texas.
I'm taking the title and going home.
Yeah, man, lose the battle, but win the war, baby.
There you go. Yeah. It's just like Ohio State and Michigan, right?
Correct.
Yep, there you go. All right, well, Morgan, this is Mo's Notes, and this is your segment. So take us around the Burnerverse, college baseball, whatever you got, we'll react to it.
Ooh, let me take my shoes off.
Or do you have a rant? Do you have a rant to lead off with? No,
Sure.
just do what you want to do, girl. We're right here for
Take it
it.
around the diamond
All
one
right.
time.
All right.
So, Ags played Tennessee over the weekend, and this was like a really interesting game to me.
Right.
This was very interesting because Friday night we show up for the series. We get no hit. We also get run ruled within 7. Everybody goes home. I mean, we got dogged and deserved, of course.
Right.
But maybe this is what we needed to ignite the fire. I'm tired of being a midweek merchant, to be honest. I'm so tired of being a midweek merchant where we ball out in our midweek and then we lose on the weekends. Kind of saw this against Kentucky as well.
Right.
But it was really interesting because we come back Saturday for a doubleheader and we come out of it with a 2-3 sweep, like of the series, 2-3 win over the series to take the series and beat our Omaha contender to be winning and back on top. And I also, Tennessee is number 1, which we were in preseason. Thank God we're unranked anymore. But maybe we had to be unranked to come back. I don't know. Crazy concepts, things to think about, etc., etc. I hope to see more of this. I hope this wasn't like a fluke, a one-time thing, glitch in the matrix, where we got mad at our other contender and we just wanted to take it out against them. Maybe we just needed Caden Sorrell back in our lineup. Because, I mean, I got to see his first hit back was in the Kentucky series. Sorry, that was a lot for me. In the Kentucky series. And his first hit back is a home run. So maybe we just needed a little bit of, FU baseball going on. I would love
FU
it.
baseball, there you go.
We looked more like a team rather than just individuals like I've been watching for the past couple of weeks, which has been really hard. But still coming out of it, in that doubleheader, we had a combined 11 home runs between the 2 games. So I thought that was something to run with, something to keep an eye on. We run rolled last night against Sam Houston, and then this weekend we take on South Carolina.
How is South Carolina doing this year?
If they're ranked right now, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head because it's been an afternoon. So you tell me, and we'll come back to that.
There you go.
Following my favorite players around the world, around the nation, whatever you want to call it, Jackson Appel and Beaumont both had their first MLB home runs over the weekend. I mean, they are in the minors, don't get me wrong, but they're proving why they deserve to be there. I'm very excited for them, very happy for them. And I love to see Braden Montgomery making a full recovery. That is what I always wanted for him. He's a stand-up guy, he's a stand-up player, and anyone who has them on their team is really just in the presence of greatness. He is just so, I've never been around him, but you see videos of him, and he just looks so happy all the time. That's someone I want to be around. Go ahead.
Well, he was a big reason for you guys getting to where you got last year, and then ended up being a little too, and tried to thug it out, not in a Jack Caglione way, but tried to do his best to be able to play in the College World Series.
No, he couldn't at all. He had to have like a full surgery.
Okay. Who was it that was like y'all's designated hitter or whatever that?
Hayden Schott?
It was that?
It was Hayden Schott. He has a knee problem.
Okay.
And we didn't find out about it till the season ended. And then Jace Lavalette had the hamstring problem.
I think it was Lavalette.
And we had him over and right.
Yeah.
Because he's the one who robbed that home run from their catcher.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Things
That's
I
what I
could
was
never,
thinking of,
ever forget. Are you serious?
I know you. I mean, that was a heck of a run last year, and you were all over it. Hopefully, you guys can bounce back 3-9 in the SEC, but taking 2 of 3 from the number 1 team in the land. What else you got for us?
So I know last week we talked about Buzz Williams departing from Maryland.
Yeah.
And we kind of had some controversy on that of why are we always in the background and not on the forefront. But we hired a mid-major coach. We took on Bucky McMillan from Sanford, and he has like the perfect setup, like I was saying last week. Like, majority of our seniors are transferring out, and then I saw where all of our current players who we could retain are in the portal. Maybe we retain some of them, maybe we don't, but maybe he builds his dream roster and we see something we haven't seen. Very, very interesting stuff going on there. I really don't know too much about him.
Yeah.
He looks like an okay guy. He's got a really goofy laugh, but people with goofy laughs can be trusted. I'm one of them.
Right.
For sure. Also, it's his wife or his girlfriend or his ex-wife is a former Miss Alabama. So he definitely knows how to pull them. So if he can pull a Miss Alabama, imagine what he can pull to A&M. That's where I'm going to leave that.
I mean, what Miss of all the states do you think would be the easiest to pull? I think Alabama would be. So roll tide, baby.
Usually the prettiest. Like think about quarterback AJ
McCarron. Catherine Webb, I believe her name was.
Her name, but she was gorgeous. Are you serious?
Yeah, that's her name. Yeah, that's right. That's the one Brett Musburger was like gawking over live on TV.
Yes,
kind of doing the Joe Namath thing.
I mean, I'm gawking
With
at her
Susie
from
Colbert.
my like living room, so you know.
Yeah, I think we all. I think America did. So
I think we all have.
no doubt about it. Shout out to AJ McCarron pulling one of Auburn's finest.
So, you know, that's just what we do. That's just what we do. Anyways, take it back to the last weekend one more time. Let's talk about Kentucky's terrible gimmick. So I was talking about me and AG. We're going back and forth about, you know, what we would do if we're a rival coming up to play Kentucky and how we would kind of try to approach that. Well, over the weekend, Ole Miss and Kentucky got into it. So they pulled off their terrible gimmick, right? They did the same thing they did against A&M. You saw all the same things repeated.
The same antics.
So, you know, at the end of the game, you have Mingione barking at Ole Miss. Ole Miss head coach is barking back. They're doing the same thing Michael Early did. They're coming out of the dugout. They're getting heated. They're exchanging words and, you know, all of these flared tempers. Well, after the game, after the final out, there was a big scuffle. No one actually threw any hands. I'm kind of upset that we didn't get to see them kiss.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see them kiss. Let the boys kiss. Let the boys kiss.
Let the boys kiss.
But anyways, I wanted to see them throw hands, but there's this huge scuffle. And so I guess Mingione is barking, whatever, doing what he does. And Ole Miss waits till the very end. They say some unsportsmanlike things. Can only imagine what that involves. They're flipping other players off on Kentucky's side. They're doing this little scuffle, this little dance. And, you know, eventually everyone kind of walks away. Ole Miss turns out to walk away first. I guess it's not worth it. But he did get ejected. The coach did. He did get ejected because of this. Now, I don't know what was actually said, but that was something I said to look for is what's going to happen going from here. Now that we've seen it bright, beautiful, and exposed, what happens next?
Should the SEC look at making sure that Kentucky games are being played well before 4:30? Like they start them at 11 a.m.?
It wasn't a 4:30 game, or maybe it was.
Well, 4:30 is the travel time,
It wasn't
though.
because of the travel time, though. It was because of the pitching gimmick.
Just taking as much time as they can and
doing the players meeting, then doing the pitching coach coming out, and then bringing in a reliever. The same exact thing that happened against
but if it's not to try to kill time in order for, you know, that inning.
No.
Like what I'm saying, if it's not in order to try to kill a game, right, and it's just to kill momentum, is there a rule on how many mound visits you can have in an inning?
I don't think there's a cap rule.
Don't get me wrong. I think it's a very annoying process. However, in the world of gamesmanship, to me, it's annoying. I don't like it, but you use what you got to use, you know. And if it's going to get inside of a hitter's head, so it goes from catcher coming out, right, to mound visit from the pitching coach. Does the head coach then come out afterwards? Because if the head coach comes out, then he pulls
to make the reliever.
Right. See, and a lot of the times, though, that's something. How long has the guy in the bullpen been getting ready? So sometimes you're buying time for your reliever to get a little bit more
consistently. You're doing it every few batters to try to throw off a momentum. Now, don't get me wrong. I get the defensive approach. I get that. But what you're doing, like attorneys, you have a code of ethics.
Right.
Technically, like that like you just said sportsmanship, it kind of
gamesmanship, a little different than sportsmanship.
It goes against that unspoken, unwritten ethics code. And if you
that's one of the reasons that they put the pitch clock into Major League Baseball, though, and had now relievers have to face 3 batters. So to an extent, it is one of those things that it's annoying. It's annoying, and you can't really do it like that. They used to do it in Major League Baseball all the time to throw batters off or whatever it may be. The pitcher, they were talking about it on the Phillies broadcast last night. Jamie Moyer was notorious for sitting there shaking off pitches. Whatever the catcher threw down, number one, if he was looking for a fastball, he'd shake him off, go through every single pitch, only for the fastball to be came back to, and that's the pitch that he goes with. So yes, I agree. I'm not sitting here trying to stand up for him. I'm just saying that I do think that there's an aspect of gamesmanship, and I don't think anything's going to be able to be done about it this year. That's going to have to be something that they look at afterwards, as far as legality goes.
I think my thing is if I am like an umpire and I'm umping this game and I see this consistently happening and obviously you get the gimmick, I think there comes to a point in the game where I'm like, hey, keep doing this and we're going to, penalize you. We're going to award a base. We're going to award a run or something.
Kind of like the Eagles and the Redskins, right? Where it's like you keep on jumping over the line, they just got to get the touchdown.
Jump over the line and he tries it again. But if we're going to do that, I think I'm going to say, hey, what you're doing isn't very well. I mean, I think that part kind of trickles down to discretion. I don't think anyone can step in without like really stepping on toes to say this is a problem. I think it's going to come down to discretion. I mean, that's a good point. And you could also start throwing at them. I mean, that's the other unwritten rule of baseball. Me personally, I'm going to start throwing every pitch.
Right. And then it's just going to cause bigger problems after that. But and I could, if I'm a player on the other bench, I'm extremely like, come on, man, like we're here to play the game. Correct. Let's play the game the right way. And I agree with that. The right way is that. However, and the thing is when you start showing that something is bothering you,
is when it amps up on the other side.
Yeah, they're going to do it even more. Now they know they're under your skin. You've lost the emotional battle at that point. And it's hard not to get emotional about something like that.
It's like a grade school crush and like someone's picking on you and like the more they pick on you, like the worse it gets because you're reacting to it. So, I mean, and
they were playing in Kentucky, so the fans weren't going to have as big of an issue with it. But I mean, even if I'm a Kentucky fan watching this, like, come on, bro, let's play ball. Because that's one thing that I've always like is we take our time in baseball, but also let's kind of keep a good pace about it. Parker says it's a 30-second mound visit. Each time he goes, the player takes 29 seconds. Pitching coach takes 29. Then he brings in the pitcher, so it kills a minute of time every time, and then the 2 minutes for that. And so it's and they do have the pitch clock in college baseball, so.
Right.
But it doesn't matter when we're talking about mound visits.
I know that you brought that up, and I was kind of like, hang on, we're not actually throwing the ball right now. We're just yapping, literally yapping. That's what we're doing. And who knows what they're even talking about there? They're probably out there like, man, this is so crazy. Did y'all see that girl in the stands? If I know that's our gimmick, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, they could be talking about a number of things. I would imagine that it's, hey, we're letting this guy get ready up there. And again, coaches are going to be notorious for that. If you're acting mad about what it is that I'm doing that technically does not go against the rules, guess what, buddy? Like, you could have just, you didn't know if I'm getting a reliever ready or any of that. And I don't know if he knew that or not. I'm just saying, if the coach is getting mad when Kentucky is going out there and doing this is the first time, right? Did they get mad the first time, or was it the second, third time?
It's like
revolving door?
It's like an avalanche. You kind of watch the emotions amp up as you watch the game. So it's kind of just like everything falls on itself, and then once that spark ignites, it's kind of over.
Yeah. And they're doing it on purpose to get under your skin.
And they're doing it on purpose is the biggest thing. And that's why I say I think it comes down to discretion. Like, hey, I'm going to start penalizing and awarding bases and runs the longer you do
or at least balls. Like you get at least ball one, ball
that
two.
That brings me to a great topic when we come back.
Oh, it is 5:40. So when we come back, we are going to hit the race to Talladega. So be ready for the name that we're going to announce. Once we announce your name, you got to call 850-215-6290, and then we'll let Morgan take care of the rest of the show. It's the Afternoon Underdogs here on ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents The Race to Talladega. Join Coach Hale mornings at 7:15 and 8:15 to enter. Then at 12:40 and 5:40, listen for your name to be called. If we announce your name, race to the phones. How long it takes you to call 850-215-6290 is your qualifying time. The two fastest qualifying times win a pair of tickets to the Jack Links 500 from PCB Hobby, Pepsi, Panama City Toyota, and your racing station. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Come experience the weird and wonderful world of El Weirdo, a brewery and taco pub in downtown Panama City on Oak Avenue. El Weirdo is serving up delicious street tacos, magical wizard fries, locally brewed beer, margaritas, and more, all surrounded by art, oddities, and all things weird. It's a feast for your eyes and your mouth. Visit El Weirdo in historic downtown Panama City today.
El Weirdo, 24 West Oak Avenue, and online at elweirdodowntown.com.
Introducing Southern Breeze Primary Care. With 45 years of experience, owners Holly Gay and Lisa King bring warm, friendly care, Southern charm, and a family vibe. They are the pros in youth sports, physicals, general health care, Bio-T hormone replacement therapy, certified DOT exams, and Coast Guard physicals. Southern Breeze, 107 West 19th Street, Suite B, 850-248-8002. Walk-ins are welcome and insurance is accepted but not required. Southern Breeze offers breezy solutions for your healthcare needs.
You found us inside the CBC Construction Studios. Pound the like and crush the subscribe. Follow us on social media for the latest sports news, scores, and updates. Keeping you in the game. Now back to the Afternoon Underdogs, ESPN Northwest Florida.
All right, it is now time for the race to Talladega. Crashy Drew G, you are now on the clock. You hear the clock ticking. 2 seconds is the time to beat from Jackson State. Jeff, if you're wanting to play the race to Talladega, you need to be listening to the Coach James Hale Show in the mornings at 7:15 and 8:15 for the code word of the day. When you hear it, text the code word and your racing name to 850-215-6290. Listen back at 1240 on the Inside Drive, 540 on the Afternoon Underdogs. If we announce your name, race to the phones and call 850-215-6290. How long it takes you to call back will be your qualifying time to win the race to Talladega. Brought to you by PCB Hobby, Panama City Toyota, Buffalo Rock, Hampton Inn on Thomas Drive, and Home 2 Suites. Crashy Drew G, you are on the clock and your time is ticking. We're in the CBC Construction Studios. Go to cbcconstruction.com or give them a call at 850-747-3815. We've got Morgan Hilliard in the building, Caveman Rick. I'm David Hayes. We're the Afternoon Underdogs. You can call or text us at 850-215-6290. We've got about 14 minutes left. Morgan, what is on the plate?
Hello.
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 Okay, you got some fried rice for me?
I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my God.
It sounded like you did. Hello.
Yeah, that's what I was
Please
thinking.
get your head out of the gutter. So, speaking of getting tossed, there is another toss from the weekend where the Florida softball head coach got tossed.
Oh, I saw that.
I thought this was a very irate reaction. So, to break it down for you, Arkansas and the Gators are playing in Gainesville, and the game is tied at 6 in the top of the 8th when Arkansas puts runners on first and second, and then they tried to sacrifice bunt, and the umpire rules that the runner had been hit by a pitch before putting down her bunt and being thrown out at first. There's a 25-minute review, a 25-minute delay of game for this review.
That's worse than all this Kentucky stuff we're talking about. And this is softball.
They're going to handbooks. They're calling people. Like, there's so much going on. They're even doing, like, coaches interviews because this is taking forever.
And the Florida coach is probably like, get me off this line right now. I'm about to turn into Mike Tyson.
So they come back after 30 minutes. They finally come back and they load the bases. They decide that she had been actually hit by the pitch and they put her on first and it loads it up with Florida on defense. Mm-hmm. And the Florida coach loses his mind. He gets in the behind the plate ump's face. He's screaming. He's yelling. They toss him. And his reaction is to keep screaming and then to walk over to home and kick dirt all over home plate. Yeah. And then he finally leaves. And I just, if you're a head coach, is that your reaction? What is your reaction in this scenario?
Oh, if I'm a head coach and a review takes 25 minutes in the first place.
You're tied.
And it's a huge game at that point. We're late in the season or, getting close to late in the season. So every single run matters to a large extent. And that's another thing, too. If the call went against you, which obviously it did, that also can fire up the players. I don't know what portion of the game this was in, like 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
I'm sorry. They're tied at 6 in the top of the 8th. So they went over.
They're in extra innings right now.
Yeah, so they're in over.
Yeah, so I'm even more ticked. And I don't think, once you get to 8th inning, you've got assistant coaches. They know what to do. And this provides a spark. And it shows, if I'm the Arkansas, even though it went in their favor, we can't be having 25-minute reviews. I know we want to get it right, but if it takes you more than 5 minutes, whatever the call on the field was, that's what we're rolling with. That's what it should be. You should have 5 minutes for really across the board in sports, 5 minutes to review it. I know we want to get these things so daggone right, but 5 minutes, if you ain't got it figured out by that, then let's go with the human element. Even if it was a failure, it took you 5 minutes. It should. All of us watching at home, no matter what the sport is, right? When we see it, the first couple times we're like, oh, yeah. By the third or fourth time we've seen it, we're like, oh, okay, well, that's how I see it. Then the referee comes out and gives us a total different explanation. It's like, what in the world's going on here? 5 minutes, there should be a time limit. I feel like that's even long. But they have so many views that they've got to go through. I don't know. To me, this is just... It's egregious, and yes, I would have pulled one of those, pull the bases up, or
do like,
throw it to the stands, get behind, throw grenades up like John Morant, like
the Braves minor league.
That's yeah.
He did the army crawl. He threw the rosin bag like a grenade.
Yeah,
he
that's
took
right.
second base out, and he threw the base and all that. So yeah, doing like that guy.
I mean, covering home plate is good. Covering home plate, that's a good start there. But if they took 25 minutes, I'm taking at least 10 minutes in my demonstration on how egregious this was.
How soon do you leave after being tossed? How soon do you leave?
See, this is the thing is reality. I'm just talking it. It depends on how ticked off I am at that point in time.
I don't think I
just
leave.
sit on home plate like Indian style.
Like drag me out of there.
Do like Bobby Valentine did when he was with the Mets. And he got kicked out.
A fake mustache
and try to go back in the dugout and try to hang out in the dugout. Yeah, do that.
I think I give away bases. Obviously, I show everything I've got. I'm tossing out everything I've got. If you're going to suspend me, let's make it count.
Going into the dugout and just tossing Gatorade jugs out and stuff.
I'm going to start tossing stuff to the fans.
Make it worth it.
Care.
There you
exactly.
go.
That's what I'm saying. Make it worth it for sure. But it will delight you to know that they get out of the jam and then they beat Arkansas 10-7 in the ninth.
Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie.
Ball.
Every single time. You try to play ref ball with me, but guess what? I'm not Patrick Mahomes.
There you go. I mean, that's awesome. And also go to the dugout, and if any of my girls, if we're playing softball, whatever, they have glasses, can I borrow these real quick? And take them out to the umpire. Here you go. You need these. Or if you have some already, you need them updated. What's the number to your optometrist?
I couldn't find who originally, what came back first and was like, hey, she actually was hit. I couldn't find who brought it up, whether I'm behind first.
I think it was the first base umpire.
I couldn't find who actually brought it up first. I found literally everything else though. But the LASIK program is offering free LASIK to any referee.
Period? Doesn't like?
Yeah, no, they comment.
Is that baseball and softball, or is that
any sport?
Any sport.
They are under everyone's tweets all the time. If they're like, "This was a really bad call," blah blah blah, they'll find it and they'll be like, "Yo, we're offering free LASIK still. Like, if you're a ref, we've got it for you. All you got to do is call."
Hey, that's really cool
that's
that they're
good marketing.
Yeah, that's good marketing, and it's cool that they're doing that. And just hope that it helps, because it hasn't really helped Jameis Winston a whole lot in not throwing interceptions. But in his day-to-day life, maybe it's helped him out a lot more. I know it's I wouldn't say it's helped him become more funny, because he's just as funny as what he always
oh my God,
was.
He's hilarious.
Yeah.
I loved him in the snow. Loved him in the snow. He's like, oh my God, oh, he's so cute. Anyhoozle.
Okay, Dr. Suzel.
Did you guys happen to catch the March Madness Jam Fest that took place in San Antonio over the weekend? Did you have to catch any clips from it or anything like that, Rick?
Nope. Sure.
Okay.
Was T-Pain there?
Well, Charles Barkley's on stage, and he's doing like a little speech, and to close it out, he's doing his thing, and he's like, hey, San Antonio, I just want y'all to know y'all got some big old women here. He said a little bit more choice word than that, but he let it out.
He used the word that we're thinking of, like basically what Texas A&M is using as one of their mottos.
I haven't read up on that yet. I was made aware of it. No, I was made aware of it when I was on my way here, and I haven't had time to look into it, but I don't get up here and dog my team.
It's not dogging it. Coach Elko just said that he's going to address unfortunate slogan that the defense, it's the defensive line.
It's the
what they're using.
defensive line motto, and I was informed of essentially what it is, but I mean,
It's also like
I said to this choice individual who brought it up to me.
choice individual with choice words.
Who brought it up to me, and they were like, "Oh my God, this is insane." And I was like, "Hey, quick question.
How many girls are on the football field?
No, you work for the staff. Are you guys not prepping them before they do conferences? Because this kind of could have been avoided.
Wait,
are we prepping
they said
them?
this in a press conference?
Yes. Or an
my
interview.
gosh.
It was a conference or an interview, and that's why I said I haven't got time to look into it. I went from a client meeting immediately to here, fixed my makeup in the car, walked inside, goofed off with Randy and John and them, you know, what I do every Wednesday
Oh, it
and
was
Friday.
during an interview with DJ Hicks.
Yes, he said it, and I was like, "Yo, are we not prepping?" And they responded back, and he was like, "Well, there's only one rule. There's a couple of rules, but and I was like,
Don't give away your mottos if there's
just kind of a bad look.
Plus, probably because they use it all the time, like regularly, like behind the scenes.
You
And
don't
then when
think
it
about
comes up there, you're like, yeah, you're just kind of speaking like you normally do. And it's kind of like, oops.
Which is how interviews should be, though, right? Like, isn't that... I like it better that way. I see where you're coming from the lawyer side.
Not even that. When I'm talking to select people in my life, there are things that I don't say depending upon it. I'm not treating everything like I treat you
Yeah,
guys.
it's like when you meet somebody for the first time, you're not meeting them, you're meeting their representative or their PR department because they don't want to say or do the wrong things.
I mean,
right?
I get that. I get that. And again, I'm saying from the professional aspect, if I'm a coach on the staff, no, I do not like this. If I'm just me sitting here watching it, like, all right, hey, at least he's keeping it real with us, you know? Like I like to hear the real side. That's what's so cool about some of the podcasts, especially from retired players, especially retired NBA players, because now you get to actually see how they, like some of the situations that they were in.
Let me phrase it like this. Remember last year, last season, Mike Gundy went on a generational run of comments, and he says about the one player who got who got the DUI or whatever he got. I can't remember right now.
DUI, yeah.
But he got the DUI, and he's like, "Well, I looked at it."
I don't even believe he was 21 at the time.
Well, he's like, "I looked at it because they did a breathalyzer test, and it's." I think it ended up being under 0.08.
Yeah.
But the point is Gundy comes out in his press conference. He's like, "Well, I looked at it and I think to myself, I've done this maybe 1,000 times." There are things you just cannot say because you don't know how else everyone is going to take it. Sure, you're Mike Gundy and you can do whatever. And maybe you have done this 1,000 times at one given point, at any point, wherever you are now. But you can't admit this. It comes back to you so badly, and that's I mean, I don't know what's going on right now. Me personally, I don't take it personal. Yeah, sure, he said whatever, but he didn't mean what you guys are like trying to twist it.
Right.
It's not Chris Beard. We didn't hire Chris Beard. I just watched everyone freak out about us possibly hiring Chris Beard, and guess what? We didn't hire the guy.
Yeah.
Even if we threw all our money at him, there's three sides to every story. Your side, their side, and the truth.
Amen.
Whatever the truth is between those two people and whatever actions that took place between them. Whatever. It doesn't personally affect me. I don't care. As long as we win on Saturdays and a bowl game, I don't care.
CBO, baby, CBO.
So I guess that's what we're doing. Also, don't put your hands on me because I wear heels and I will hit you with it.
Well, that's the other thing. All right, it's choke women out or whatever. But the W and the B is switched. It's not like there's
He could have said female dog and nobody would have got upset.
But my thing is, there's no women on the football field that not saying that they're not on the football field, right? That's what I'm getting at, though. It's like it's not like he's sitting there saying like that word, that B word in there, right there, is not talking about women. It's just talking about who's on the other side of it. So yes. A dumb slip of the tongue, but the way that everyone looks at it, like, oh, you can't say that, like you can't say it in that. Use that terminology, and it's like, I mean, he's talking about dudes on the other side that are the same daggum, if not bigger than he is.
I know he's not talking about women actually, but
Have some coots.
It's not PC, man.
Even if it's not PC, I think you just have to really regulate yourself. But I'm more
100%.
regulated than a lot of people, so my standards for regulation are way higher than the average person's. Like,
especially a football player.
Do you think I even talk the way I talk here to any of the people I meet professionally?
No.
Absolutely not. And I'm even worse when I leave here. Outside of here, I'm even crazier. I know you know this for sure. I know Rick knows this for sure.
Yeah.
In my own time, I'm insane.
I'm the same way.
But,
I'm insane.
what did you do today? I went insane.
Yeah.
But like on my own time, I just be doing whatever. I just be saying stuff. I'm a certified yapper. But I also know my audience.
Yeah, I just got to filter because I don't want to get Randy in trouble.
Well,
I mean, like, if we could actually say what we wanted to say,
gosh.
you guys don't even hear a quarter of the
we
stuff.
wouldn't even ever have to come up with a show sheet. We would just be ranting.
Here's the overall point, though. You need to be prepped on who your audience is. Yes, it's a dumb slip of the tongue, and it is what it is. Don't get me wrong. Like, things happen. I've had a couple slip-ups on the show myself. I'm not perfect, but I was kind of prepped for these things.
Yeah.
I know better than that, and I definitely know better whenever I'm speaking to a public forum.
Well, and one last thing that I would say is 100% agree there. They should be prepped. What I'm saying is I wouldn't, like, if I'm the coach, it's like, hey, guys, let's keep that out of the public. But if that's what y'all are going to say, then all right, no big deal.
Unfortunately, you're a representation of whatever you are. When I come on ESPN, I'm a representation of you. When I'm at work, I'm a representation of the law firm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all of these things at so many times, but I digress. It's been a great Wednesday, and I've really enjoyed being here with you.
As always, it's great having Morgan Hilliard on Wednesdays and sometimes Fridays when she can make it. Just remember, Jesus loves you, so do I. Race to Talladega. Make sure you're listening to the Coach Hale Show at 7:15 and 8:15 in the morning. Take care. Be safe. Hey, that was a good...
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
That ball is going to be out of here.
The Atlanta Braves have had a slow start, but now they're ready to launch.
Deep left field. That